Hello, good morning, welcome back to the Fish Locker out on the shore.
Yep.
Out on the shore with my best boy.
Yep.
Today we have a little bit of better conditions than we did yesterday. For the past 4 or 5 days it's been a massive storm. So much of a massive storm that we've come for a bit of a rake around on the high tide line because lots of stuff has been getting smashed up and washed in, haven't they?
Yeah.
We'll show you all that in a minute. But yeah, there's been cars that have been washed into the sea, there's been like holiday huts that have been smashed up, there's been all sorts. We're coming down for a bit of a rummage along the high tide line. As the tide goes out, then we'll go foraging on the low tide line.
Yep.
You got your foraging hook, haven't you?
Yep.
I'm in my waders. James is in his wetsuit. Immediately in here I've already found, you know what that is, don't you? It's a door hook for a lobster pot.
Yeah. And I see some more.
We'll see if we can pick up some bits of marine plastic as well. So yeah, beach combing, then foraging. Let's go.
Yeah. More
Oh, well there's 1,
2, 3.
yeah. Oh, drop my bucket.
Yep. This is
Oh.
a holiday hut.
Yeah, this looks like the remainder of someone's beach hut.
Yep.
It's all been smashed up. Yeah, it's been really rough.
Yep.
Now I think the local council is planning some major beach cleans to get all this out of the way, because it is a danger to shipping. I mean, at the moment it's all washed up on the high tide line, but if the weather turns around and it washes it the other way, it'll all end up in the middle of the bay.
Yeah, and rubbishing the sea is bad, isn't it?
Yes, it is, James.
Especially plastic.
Yeah, it's been a rough one. I'll try and get some footage and I'll put it in here now for what it's been like. There is another spade, but here, you know what that is, don't you?
A dogfish egg.
No,
It's a ray.
that is a ray's egg. That is a ray's purse.
Yep.
This here
Or a mermaid.
is the eggs case. Yeah, the egg case from a thornback ray, also called a mermaid's purse. This one's empty. This one's hatched out already, which is why it's up here.
Yeah.
I can't get hold of it.
All this garbage
All that plastic.
that we found on the beach.
Yeah.
Weed.
There we are, James and I, I'll address this straight away. I love that people enjoy watching the videos and that it's encouraging people to take an interest in the natural world, to getting out on the shore. But I do not make the videos for people to try and find out where I am so that they can follow me around. We've had that today.
Yeah.
So what we did was we just picked up a load of litter, to put it in the bin, got in the van and have come somewhere else. So now, instead of being 2 hours before low water, we're now only an hour before low water. And James and I are going to have a rake around in these rock pools down here and see what we can find. If people are only going to try and watch the videos to try and find out where we are so they can go there, I'm going to stop making the videos. Just because people can't be trusted to behave responsibly. I've caught and collared people last year and this year taking undersized lobsters and things like that, and it's not on. We try and promote sustainable foraging and an understanding of the ecosystem. Right, that's addressed and that's said, let's go and enjoy ourselves.
Yes.
Yes, we have got some lovely clarity in these rock pools.
Yep.
Try not to go over your welly bogs.
Yep. And you try not to cry.
I'll try not to cry. little mischief. Right, let's go. We did a foraging video last month and it's incredible the amount of seaweed growth that we've had in this area alone.
Yep.
Now, springtime is the best time to come down here for your foraging of your seaweeds. Now, technically, there are no toxic seaweeds. So all of them, technically, are edible. Although you do have some algae that are toxic. So the seaweed is okay to eat, but sometimes the algae on top of it isn't. So you need to make sure you wash them all. But I'll just talk you through what we've got in this rock pool here. Right, this first one that we've got is called harpoon weed. Because if you can see these little ones here, they've got little barbs on them that are like a little harpoon. Your thong weeds, also called sea spaghettis, are starting to come out.
Yep.
These are your pink coral weeds.
They're really crunchy if you step on them.
They are really crunchy if you step on them. These are a little bit bedraggled, these are because of all this bad weather. Those are your golden kelps.
There's a good view of them.
This is carrageen, also called Irish moss. What else we got? You know what this is, don't you, James?
Sea lettuce.
Sea lettuce, Ulvalactuca. These are your serrated racks. You've got some dulse.
Pepper dulse.
And this is your pepper dulse, this one, like a little flat fernweed. You know what these are as well, don't you?
Limpets.
Limpets. Limpets are a grazer, they graze around, which is why you can see, almost like sheep keeping the grass down, the limpets keep the algae and the weeds off these parts of the rock because that's where they graze.
Whelks and...
Oh yeah, and you've got some dog whelks as well, well spotted. What else have we got? A little bit more carrageen. That is wireweed. No, sorry, no, it's not. That's yeah, it is.
That's all weed.
Yeah, all weed, wireweed. What else have we got? That's red ragweed. Oh, there's some better kelps there. I do love the smell of these. Yeah, I really like the smell of these. Reminds me of my childhood. Ooh. Oh no. Thought they were little limpets, but they're not. These here are your bunny ears, and those are your pom-pom weeds. Loads to see. Water's clearing out nicely. Yeah, this water's starting to clear out really nice. Now this year I am going to be teaching James how to snorkel. I've just been and bought him some new stuff from there's a local group. We've got a shop just in St Austell called spearfishing.co.uk. Yeah, and they've helped me out with all my gear, and I went and got James his first mask and snorkel. So as soon as the water warms up a little bit, because at the moment it's about 10 or 11 degrees, when it starts getting up to like your 14s and your 15s, I'll get James in the water as well. Yeah, all the rough weather that we've had, anything that we get with an easterly just stirs it right up. Fortunately, it doesn't stay stirred up for too long, just a few days. Let's have a look what we've got down here. There, Bonnie. We are just starting to come into my lobstering season now. Foraging on the shore, this is a great time to come and do it looking for lobsters. There aren't as many around, but that's just because they move around like inshore, offshore with the seasons. When the weather's really rough and there's a lot of turbulence, they don't want to be too close to shore because they've got more chance of getting smashed up, so they move off. The same with the cold. When it's cold, shallow water being like less than 10 metres, the temperature changes much more than it does when you're in 20 metres. So to get a more of an even temperature all the time, they'll go a little bit deeper. Also at this time of year you will find you get a lot more buried lobsters. You get a lot more pregnant female lobsters. I'll put a picture in here to show you what a buried lobster looks like. Yeah. What I'm doing is I'm looking along all like these little cracks and crannies like this, on all these little spots like that. Because this is where you find stuff like that there, if you can see them, are a load of eggs for a fish, probably like a blenny. Everywhere you look into one of these rock pools is just a myriad of life. I think it's fascinating. Like there's 6 types of shells there. There's probably 25 different types of species of seaweeds in this rock pool. Yeah, I love it. Oh, that looks like a nice spot in there. Oh, there's a spider crab. Two spider crabs. We've got a male and a female. Oh, look at that. Right. These two here, you know, like I was saying about the lobsters, that you're getting a lot of pregnant lobsters. Well, it's also the mating time for spider crabs. And I think that these two were just about to put it nicely, to get it on. I'll show you really quickly the differences between males and females, and I'll just leave them to it. This one in my hand here, come here you. This one here is a female. You can see because she's got a large pad underneath. And this one here is a male. And he's just got like a narrow pecker underneath. You see? Male, female. Also, you'll notice immediately by their behaviour, he's far more aggressive, isn't he? He's all with his claws and his legs. Whereas she is submissive. She's just protecting where's vulnerable. A lot like humans, I guess. Right, leave these two. Leave the happy couple in there to enjoy themselves. I want to have a look in this rock pool. What we got? A lobster in there, is it? Nah, just a load of cheeky prawns. Nice haul though. Better look next time. Oh, there's a lovely snake blocks on Emily. What have we got in here? Now what you're looking for with this is if you can't see the lobster itself. Oh, there's something because it's just disturbed. You see where all the water's been disturbed? There's something in there. It is a lobster. I can see a red antenna there, look. Yeah, we've got a little lobster in here. Well, a lobster of some size. I don't yet know how big it is. But there is one in here. Yeah, look. I don't know if you can see the antennas coming out. There, can you see its claws? He doesn't look like a monster, but it's still a lobster. See him? Right, I don't know. I'm trying to find a way of showing you to come. I don't know how deep this hole is. This hole here could be 5 foot, 6 foot deep. Hopefully the water's going to go down a little bit further and I might be able to get him out. But yeah, there's a lobster. When we went to the dive shop the other day, we did get James a new dive torch, didn't we?
Yeah.
It also doubles up as a foraging torch. Just a waterproof torch. Let's have a look. We've waited for the tide to go down and let's have a look what we can find in this hole. Do you want to drop down and light up the torch up? It's a deep tunnel, isn't it?
Yep.
I know he's in there because I've seen him. Yeah, look, I can see a tentacle. I can see an antenna on the right hand side.
Well, I've got the hook.
Yeah. We've got another 15 or 20 minutes for the tide to drop off. See if it can't drop off a little bit more. We've got some space to work with. We'll come back to this hole and we'll have a look around for another couple of spots. The reason why I can leave this hole now and come back to it is because I know that it's dry. That lobster's not going to come out of this hole by itself when it's dry. If there'd still been a foot of water, it could have just bolted and gone to sea. But yeah, now that we can afford to give it another 15-20 minutes. Very bright this torch, isn't it?
Yeah. It's even brighter than this.
Yeah, it is. Right, so let's have a look in here. Come on, just pop down next to the entrance of the wave. Go around here.
Well, I do see a prawn.
Yeah. That is a very good torch. Very bright, isn't it?
Mhm.
I think it's somewhere at the back of that cave.
And there's some more prawns.
Yeah.
That's a big prawn.
That is a big prawn, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's lots of them.
Yeah. You can pass me the hook and I'll see if I can tempt him out.
Oh, let's try and catch him.
It's a female.
Ooh,
See all the eggs underneath it.
I can't really.
Now look. See all the legs underneath its tail?
Oh yeah, they're all over your hand.
Yeah. There she goes. There she goes back in your cave. Ah, Mr. Lobster's hiding right at the back. Lobsters and prawns can live quite happily like that because the prawns are like little tiny cleaners. Lobsters are very messy eaters, and I guess the prawns are just picking up all the little scraps. We've already gone over one welly. We're going to try and keep one dry, aren't we? There you go. We're really down amongst the kelps now. You can smell all the seaweeds, can't you, James?
Not me, because I kind of have a block now.
Can you not smell them?
No, I've got a snotty
Look at this one here. This is a blue-rayed limpet. I want to get the other camera out and show you that. See what's kind of burrowed into it. Whoa. Oh, there's a big fish. There will be people from the likes of Australia and that, where they're looking at me putting my hands into this seaweed and scooping it out, and they're just cringing. Now we don't really have anything really toxic or poisonous. In fact, the most toxic thing you're likely to meet on a beach in the UK, sadly, is a person. Yeah, round here, the worst thing you're going to get is you might get nipped by a crab or a lobster, or you might find a little bit of a sea urchin. It's relatively safe. Also, if you've got quite fast hands, you're alright. Alright, let's have a little scooch up here and see what we've got. A bit more investigation. What in here? Oh, there's an edible crab. There's some sponges. And here is a spiny starfish. You gonna come here with your torch, James, and you do some shining?
I've got a torch right here.
Come here then. No, but little tiny crabs in there. Yeah, look. Can you see that crab in there, look?
That's a good size, where it's not big.
Still too small.
Yeah, but it is a good
But
size.
yeah, that is a female brown edible crab.
Yeah, but you can't eat female.
Too small.
Okay, so you have eggs.
So you go and get yourself back in there, love. Come on, in you go. But that's it, exactly what I was talking about. Just like the little cracks and ravines like that. Spiny starfish. Creatures like that are living in the intertidal zone, being the zone which is covered and uncovered by the tide. They don't mind being out of the water for a while, providing they're kept damp and cool. They're really tough, them starfish. Really tough. You alright, best boy?
Yeah. I've just arrived.
Just survived.
No, I said I just arrived.
Just arrived. Oh, right, okay. Ah, you want to shine your torch down that crack there? We've got to line it up. And what you need to do, you need to line it up like that. See?
Okay.
Little brown edible crab right at the back. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Good man. Right then, let's have a look. Aha! I can see it. James, come here, look. Watch. Snake your head down. He's just...
I don't.
Just look, watch. There. See it?
No, it's not.
Right at the back, look.
I can't see it.
Right, poke your head down and have a look. I'm going to see if I can't teach James how to get this one out.
Oh, yeah, I see him.
See him?
Yeah.
Right, what you need to do
Yep.
is you take the hook and then push it in, push it all the way in. Right, look, you need to look at the hole. Right, you need to get the hook behind him. See him right at the back.
Yeah.
You need to get the hook. Right, look, I'll show you with your hook real quick. You need to pretend that this rock here is the lobster. You need to get the hook behind him, get it round his bum, kind of jiggle him out like that. See? Right, well done cameraman.
Yep.
Apart from just kicking a load of water straight in my face.
Yep.
Gently does it. Right, there he is.
There we go. He's out.
Right,
And let's hope he doesn't swim away.
there was some away in there. Can I have the camera please, best boy? Come here, you.
He has a small claw as well.
Yeah, he does. There's a big claw and a little claw. Yeah. How can you tell this one's a male?
By the dots.
Watch where your fingers are.
Where?
Which dots where?
We're seeing those back legs.
Yeah, 2 dots there, where my fingers are. No V-notches, no eggs, because she's a male.
Big claw in the...
Well above minimum landing size. You are coming with us.
You go home.
Now, there possibly is another lobster at the back of that hole. I'm just going to have a little light scrape around and see if I can't find it. So yeah, I thought I saw 2. Right, there was a second lobster in this hole. A littler one.
That's a female.
Oh, yeah, I'm expecting it to be a female. Right, where's the big one, James?
It's over there.
Over where?
Do you see the
All right, I'll see it.
antennas?
Right. There's one.
It has curled up antennas like an ice cream.
There's the other one.
It has curled up antennas like
Yeah.
an ice cream, like the female
Yeah, it
does. It's just shred.
Yeah, you're right. So we have a male and a female. Just hold the camera still. Where you can tell the difference is
There's no dots on this one and there's dots on here.
exactly, look. So male, female.
Female. No.
It isn't uncommon to find lobsters in a pair in a hole. Paired up male, female. And this smaller one here is a female. Now, this shows you, now she's just shed her shell, you can tell, because of these antennas here. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to a different camera. See this female here? Her antennas. This is what the antennas would be like normally. This female has got very stunted ones, hasn't she? Look.
Yeah.
This is what happens. Lobsters, crabs, any crustaceans, they shed their hard exoskeleton and grow a new one from underneath. She has lost her antennas and they are just growing back. Now, he has got one claw smaller than the other.
Yep.
And that is because he has lost this at some point in time, and it's grown back. It'll take maybe 4 or 5 sheds before it ends up being back to the same size. And what do we know about claws, James?
They have one crusher and they have one cutter.
They have a big strong one which they get hold of stuff with and crush it, and a little pair of scissors that they use to chop it up. Now she has the crusher on the right hand side and he has the crusher on the left hand side.
Yep.
So you have a left-handed and a right-handed lobster.
Lobster.
Yeah, that's what I said, James. There you go. Now this is another interesting thing. The minimum landing size in our area is 90 millimeters. Now this guy is going to be more like 100. She is undersized. So this shows she's going to be breeding with him. She's already mated with him. She is undersized and yet she is already mated. So that shows why we have minimum landing sizes. So it gives them the opportunity to breed before they're landed. As this female is undersized, we're going to drop her back. She's going to be alright to go back inside that cave. You want to go back in there then, love? Go on, love. In you go. Get back in there. There you go. James, don't forget your hook. I'm gonna. You see that crab there? Look.
Yep.
Look, all you need to do is just kind of just slide the hook underneath them. There we go. There's one. Yeah, he's a little mucky one, isn't he?
Yeah.
Let's give him a little wash. Oh, he's angry, I'll give him that. Won't let go of that hook, will he?
No.
Come on. Let go.
But not until I
You grab on a stick.
He's like, not until I break the hook.
He's like, no, you've woke me up now, you're going to get it. Yeah.
Like, I'm not breaking.
Another undersized little edible crab. These are called a brown edible crab, Cancerpagoras. This is about a third of how big they need to be. They need to be like that much bigger. You'll get back in there, lad. What we got? Anything lurking down there? First thing to do when you're finding somewhere like this is go and check to see if there's a back door. No, there's definitely something in there. Oh, it's a spider crab. Oh, I could feel something fighting me. Spider crab. I could feel when I put the hook to the back of the hole, I could feel it kind of like fighting with the hook. Yeah, spider crab. Now, although this is quite a big one, it's still too small to take. I'll just drop it back. I also know that if there's a spider crab in that hole, there's not going to be a lobster in there. So we'll let him go back. There was a big Spanish starfish. What have we got in there? A rockling in that one. Down in there you've got quite a big velvet swimming crab. There he is. See it? Where have you gone? There he is. Not a bad sized velvet swimming crab, that. Here is a little cowrie. And there is another one, look. There's two types of cowrie you get in the UK. There's an Arctic or a spotted. There's a painted top shell, a purple top shell, and a stingwinkle. All in the space of about 10 centimetres squared. Fascinating. Oh, and there's some eggs of what looks like a stingwinkle. In fact, and there's the stingwinkle. Very occasionally it's almost like I know what I'm doing. Oh, there is a beautiful star ascidian. That's like a colony, that. Oh, well there is the old shell of a velvet swimming crab. I mentioned this earlier, that like all crustaceans, all decapods, all creatures with a hard exoskeleton, in order to grow they need to shed off their old shell. When they do that, they're soft, and then they expand and absorb water, and then they harden up. And I think, looking up there, that velvet swimming crab that I can see there, I'm expecting that will be the crab. Yeah, it is. It's partially soft. I'm not going to be able to get it out without killing it. That crab up in that hole was the one that's come out with that shell. The tide has started to turn. The way you can tell immediately is all of the scum starts coming back in, look. And you can see it flowing into these rock pools. Yeah, because we've got such a large tide today, because we've got so much movement of water, it's all going to move inside the same 6.5 hours. So this tide is going to come in fast. We are going to start moving before we get stuck in these rock pools, aren't we, James?
Yeah.
James and I have made it up the beach. It is a stunner of a day when you get out the wind, isn't it, James?
Yep.
Right, we are going to have a walk back to the van now, see if we can't find any more marine plastic, stick that in the bin, and see about going for a cook-up. Mr. Lobster here, you have an invite to dinner. Bless you.
Thank you.
Let's go. James and I have arrived on the shore. I'm going to get James really quickly to knock up a bit of a fire. These are just offcuts, some bits of projects from the fish locker workshop. And you are, what did you say, what did you describe it as?
Like a sort of Jenga.
Like a Jenga, yeah. This type of fire is a really good fire for building a bed of coals. We're going to build it all up, get it toasted up, prep the lobster and get it cooking. All before the tide comes in. Because it is a big tide today and it will come up. This is where the tide came up to yesterday. Up here. So we have only a couple of hours to get this lobster cooked before the tide comes in. Doing a good job, James.
I'm going to do this as quick as I can.
Good man. That, James,
Yeah.
is a very good fire.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yep.
Teaching him so he understands that by creating the gaps in the middle, it allows the air to get in and feed the fire.
Yeah.
I think it's very important to teach a little bit of fire safety.
Yeah.
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 Very important to teach a little bit of fire safety. I mean, like when I was a kid, I went out with my dad and my uncle and my granddad and that. But most of what we learned was by, like, my cousins and my brothers and sisters and that, finding a lighter or a box of matches and going down and having fires in the woods and burning your fingers. I would much rather teach you in a safe environment.
Yep. And then unsafe environment.
Cracking fire for building a better course. What we're going to do is we're going to have to build that up with a little bit more wood, and in the meantime I'm going to prep that lobster. Are you going to help me or am I going to do it?
You do it.
I do it, okay.
Well, I'll put some.
Are you going to help me eat it though?
Yes.
No, not as much. Anybody who's watched our videos before will know the cooking of lobsters on the shore. Usually what I'll do is I'll boil them. I'll boil them in seawater. Today we're going to do it a little bit different and we're going to cook it. I'm going to cook it inside a tin foil on the fire. You are sitting on my chopping table. Mr. Lobster here, fresh from the shore. What I'm going to do with him is I'm going to dispatch him and then I'm going to cleave him right down the centre. Scoop out all the bits that we don't want, which is like all the intestines and all the internal organs, wrap him up in tin foil and then put him on the coals on the fire. Yeah?
Yeah.
And there will be 2 equal halves.
Yeah.
So there will be none of this, oh yeah, I like that bit, oh, I'm going to have more, and you're going to eat all of it.
Yep.
You'll have your half and I'll have my half. Although, who's going to get the big claw and who's going to get the little... You're going to get the big claw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought as much.
I'll share it.
Okay.
No.
I'm not going to show the dispatching of the lobster just because I know that some people don't like seeing it. But there are several ways. Cleaving it right down the centre is one of the most humane ways you can do it, as long as you do it quick. You'll play with it and it'll nip you and you won't like it. There we are. That is a lobster being split perfectly in half. And these are the internal organs. We're just going to take it down to the sea and wash those out. So that part there and that part there. And all this is the tail meat. And in there will be the claw meat. If you're doing this at home, you could put some herby breadcrumbs or something inside that gap there. And down the back of there, where there was intestine line, I pulled that out. Perfect. Next one. All of this little bits of offal will all just be eaten up by the little gobies and shrimps.
And crabs.
Yeah, and crabs. There we go. Lovely and clean. There we are. I've had to give this bigger claw a bit of a knock just to let some of the juices out. That fire's about ready to get the lobster on. There we go. Flattened it out into a bed of coals. And there's your lobsters. Sizzling away.
Yep.
You want to help me a little bit, James, because I need 2 hands. Right, you see all the steam coming out? Right, hold that tin foil down. Are we ready for the big reveal? Wow.
Oh, it's there.
Wow.
Oh, Dad, that's yours.
Perfect. Right. Oh, it smells delicious.
Yeah.
Right, unfold it. Unfold yours.
Oh.
A little bit more.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa. That's definitely done, I think. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Perfect.
I got this stuff in the crock.
And I think that the butter is just starting to melt. Right, pass me that stick. Wow, that is some good looking lobster. Lobster picking stick.
Thank you.
You should be able to, if you stab it right, look, it should just pull out.
I'm just going to try a bit right now.
This little dish of melted butter is perfect. That is actually a creme brulee dish that we kept.
It's good.
Good, I'm glad you like it. Let's see. All tail meat should just pop out there. Look at James's claw compared to my claw. Eat your claw now that you've eaten the body, mate.
I'm trying to get some meat out of it.
bit. I think we might need to put a little bit more wood on there. Because you know what it's time for now, don't you? Marshmallows. We've chucked a couple more sticks onto the fire there, let that die down to some coals, and in the meantime we're going to take what's left of our little bits of shell. There's not much left in there now. We'll take that down to the low tide line, well, halfway up the tide line now, hide it under a rock, so any of the crabs, blennies and gobies, they can all pick through the rest of this shell. Everything that we didn't eat has all been returned to the ecosystem, so they can have a feed as well. Quick, get the tin foil, get the tin foil. Right. Well, that was a catastrophe.
Yeah.
We'll put all the shells under a rock, he says.
Shell 3.
There.
No shells. No shells.
Wow.
Mega
Now,
marshmallow.
if anybody knows of bigger marshmallows than those, please let us know. James? Also, this was something that... Where's my marshmallow? Oh, there it is. This was something what I was talking to James about last time when we were doing this. And it's a way of stopping yourself from burning your fingers when you're doing marshmallows.
It's like a bed.
Yes. What you do is you'll put a stone like that and a stone like that, tuck it under one and on top of another,
It's just like a bed.
so you don't end up getting burnt fingers.
Yeah. And it's
But what
just
you need
like
to
a
do is you need to
marshmallow bed.
rotate it,
Keep the rotation.
because
Stay
otherwise
short. Oh, Dad.
it gets too cooked. Like that.
Oh.
Perfect. Like a connoisseur of marshmallows by now. I don't know about you, James, but I feel like I have outdone myself.
Really
Perfect.
well done.
Perfect. Do you want this one, or shall I have it? You want it?
I tried this one.
Okay. There we go. We have tidied down. The fire has died away to nought. You have been building a little bit of a fort over there and some rocks.
Yep.
You were telling me the lobster that we cooked up, it was a different way of cooking it this time, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Do you like it better this way or the other way?
I like it this way because like it's a real simple way as well, and
Okay.
it's really tasty as well.
I think so too. Yeah, so we will mix it up a little bit, and we'll, now that I know that James likes it cooked this way, we'll do it this way too. James is sporting his lobster shirt. This is from our T-Mill store. I will plug that shamelessly. It'll probably be in the carousel below here. I hope you enjoyed joining us. I hope you found it interesting.
I was going to show the fort.
Let's go. Right. Show me about your fort then.
So these two are watchtowers.
Right.
This is a little gate,
Okay.
and then back here it's a little palace with
All right.
2 double doors and some barriers at the top.
I've got you. I like it. So you've got a perimeter wall with a gate and 2 watchtowers. Oh, your gate's falling down. And a palace.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I hope you enjoyed joining us. I hope you found it interesting. All the very best. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.